Hello YouTubers, once again this is Gentil Garçon with another repair video. Okay, today I will show you how to repair a Samsung Galaxy S5. I will show you how to replace the LCD on this particular phone. It's not difficult at all. You just need a little patience and you can easily do it. So first we're gonna remove the battery, as you can see on the video, and we're removing the SD card, as well as we're removing the SIM card from the phone. Before going further on the repair, there is a little compartment on the back of the phone where the flex cable for the home button is located. You want to disconnect that flex cable before proceeding on removing the LCD. So we're gonna go ahead and heat up the screen to a certain temperature. We're gonna heat up the screen. As you can see, the screen is already cracked, it's not working, so we're gonna heat it up enough to the touch. If you cannot touch it with your fingers, that means that the screen is hot enough for you to peel it off. That means that the glue that is attaching the screen to the phone is loose enough for you to easily peel off the screen from the phone. As you see in the video, I'm using my little pry tool to get into one of the edges and trying to separate that glue. So I'm trying to go as I'm doing this, as the glue is still easy to be separated, I'm trying to go around the screen, around the edges, to separate that glue. I have to go ahead again reheat it, the phone, in order to keep on going that separation. Oh yeah, so we're going around keep on going around the glass and separate it slowly. You don't want to break any flex cable that is surrounded around this LCD. So you want to go just enough for you to say, you want to go inside the phone just a little bit, enough for you to separate the glue, because basically the glue is around the phone and in the middle of the LCD as well. But you want to be careful when doing this. You don't want to cut any flex cable. So here we go again, heating up the phone, heated up the screen again. and we keep on going slowly around the edge. For this particular step of the repair, you want to take your time while doing this. You don't want to rush, as you don't want to break any component. As I stated earlier, the screen is broken. It's pretty much useless, but still, you want to take your time doing this. At this point, on the top of the screen, the LCD, if you cut the flex cable on the top of the LCD, it's not a big deal because the screen is broken. But toward the bottom, there are flex cable for the back button and the menu button. Those flex cable, you don't want to cut them. You don't want to rip them off because they are attached to the part of the phone, and you will need those flex cable when you install the new screen. So you don't want to rip them off. So toward the bottom, towards the home button part of the phone, you want to be careful. You want to remove the glass carefully without ripping any cables on the bottom. So as you can see, we're trying to separate slowly the home button flex cable, as far as trying to separate also the LCD. Here we go again, adding a little bit more heat. We almost getting there to separate it. It's a meticulous procedure. Like I say, for doing this repair, you want to take your time. You want to be patient. You don't want to rush. So we slowly, surely getting there. All right, we almost got it off. So as you can see, this is the flex cable for the home button, and here we are trying to peel off the menu button flex cable. We're putting back in place. Make sure it's not ripped. Make sure we didn't damage it. And here we're peeling off the back button flex cable as well. Trying to put it back in place. And we can easily separate the broken LCD from the phone. Scraping off any residue of glue. Make sure everything is in place. So as we haven't damaged anything here, we are confident about that. So we're gonna go ahead and separate the home button as well as the flex cable that is attached on the home button. So we are applying a little bit of heat, and gently we pushing this home button using our Pro Tool, trying to separate the home button from the broken LCD. And gently taking off the flex cable. You want to do it gently. You don't want to pull on it or you might rip it off. So do it gently, slowly, until you completely remove this button from that broken screen. Here is our new LCD, our new screen. That we expecting. Make sure everything is good. As you can see on the video, the screen look good, doesn't look damaged, it's brand new. We're gonna go ahead and use it on this phone. First thing we want to do, we want to test the screen and make sure that it's working before installing the screen completely on the phone. So we're gonna go ahead and plug the LCD. The LCD connector, we want to attach it on the phone. You only have a little room in order to plug that cable, so you want to take your time while you're doing this too as well. In order to test the screen, we didn't need to attach the home button. We just want to make sure that the screen is working properly before attaching everything else that comes with the screen. Transferring. Oh, everything look good. The phone is powering on. Doing a little touch test. We cannot access the phone because the person that the phone is belong to has a passcode on the phone, so we cannot go further than that. So all we can do is to make sure that the touch functionality of the phone is working properly. Everything seems to be good, so we're gonna go ahead and power it off the phone and remove the LCD. So on this next step, all we doing is to try to remove the old glue. The reason why we're removing the old glue around the edges of the phone is because when you're gonna sit the new screen, you want it to sit completely flat on that housing case of the phone. So you want to remove any residue of the old glue and scrap it off very clear, very nicely. Clean it up very good. And now we're using our double-sided adhesive. We're using a double-sided adhesive on a frame. That's the only thing that we're gonna need in order to attach this new screen on the phone. So you want to put the adhesive in the middle, around the all the corners where the screen is going to be attached to. So you want to put the adhesive on all the four corners, a little bit more adhesive in the middle, as you see on the video. I'm installing the adhesive on the top of the phone, adhesive on the corners, left and right. And now we're gonna go ahead and peel off this protective film. You want to make sure to remove that. You don't want to install it with that protective. You don't want to install the new screen with a protective film on. You want to peel that off. Yes, we're having a lot of fun doing this. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the home button on the back of the screen. It was easy for me to install the home button on the back of the screen instead of trying to install it in the rear case of the phone. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's easier, and you can easily attach the ribbon cable on the back of the phone as well on the same time attached with the home button. So we're adding a little bit more of the adhesive on the bottom of the phone towards the home button, the menu button, and the back button. So you want to make sure to put some adhesive on that corner because you want the screen to be seated completely on the phone. So as you can see, we went ahead and peel off the protective part of the double-sided adhesive. So we make sure that the back button is in place as well as the menu button all in place before we go ahead and install our new screen. So first thing, in order to install it, you want to start from the button side, and on the same time you want to feed the home button through the case in the hole that it goes. You want to make sure that flex cable doesn't stay on the back of the screen, so you want to make sure you feed that. You want to make sure you feed this flex cable towards the back of the phone, and on the same time you want to align everything: the screen, the menu button, and the back button. And this is the meticulous part. In order to completely seat the screen, you have to try to find your way to seat that flex cable of the LCD properly. It needs to click. When you're doing this, you need to feel it click with your power tool. So if it's not clicking, that means it's not connected. So you want to make sure is it connected before you completely seat the screen on the double-sided adhesive. So you want to make sure to hear that little click, 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 click. Excuse my French. So now we completely setting the screen. It looks like we're good to go. We'll make sure that the screen is sitting properly. Make sure that is all flat and looking neat. Pressing on that double-sided adhesive. Oh, we see our little friend over there. Oh, it disappeared. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and connect the home button flex cable before we go in, and we're gonna close that little compartment. Close that little compartment for good. We're confident like that is working, so we're gonna go ahead and close it. And we're gonna go ahead and try to test the phone. Installing the battery, go ahead and power it on. Here you go. Doing a test again. Screen seems to be working. aha, we have something to play around with to test the whole screen. As you can see, it's going everywhere around the screen, so it is working. Nice. So we're gonna try to see if we can access the camera. Yep, we can. The back camera is good. Let's test the front camera as well. It looks good. So we have successfully repaired this phone. Thank you again for watching. See you next time in the next video.